Algebra 1. We're going to look at one problem that we did yesterday. It's a similar one to what we did yesterday. This is on page 694, and it's number 27. And our instructions here, again, say simplify the expression and state the excluded values. So remember that when we need to simplify, we need to factor, we need to expand the top and bottom and see what we can cancel. And then the excluded values are what p can't be on the denominator. So let's go ahead and try to factor the top. This is a binomial, and this is a binomial. All right, so I want you guys to look at these two problems real quick, the two binomials here, and see if you can figure out what the difference in the factoring technique is. Okay, so the top one is going to factor using the greatest common factor method. 2 and 14 have a greatest common factor, so does p squared and p. Now the bottom one, even though it is a binomial, we can't greatest common factor it. What we will do is the difference of squares. I know that because p squared is perfect, 49 is perfect, and it's subtraction which makes it different, which makes it a difference. So if we factor greatest common factor here, we take out a 2p on top, right, because there's a p on both sides. P would be left here, minus 14 divided by 2. Remember, factoring is division. 14 divided by 2 is 7. There was a p and we took it out, right? If you want to check your answer if you factored this correctly, just distribute it back, right? Distribute back and you get 2p squared minus 14p. On the bottom, difference of squares means we go to our two sets of parentheses. It's always plus minus. And remember, to get the first term here and here, we square root to p squared, which is p. To get the second term, which goes here and here, we'll square root 49 and get 7 and 7. All right, so looking at our denominator now, I think we know what our excluded values are, right? They're always opposite down here. So p can't equal opposite is negative 7, and p can't equal positive 7 here, right? Those are the excluded values. And let's see if we can't simplify this. It looks like I can cancel these two binomials. And then it looks like my answer is going to be 2p over p plus 7. Okay, so this is the simplified version of that, and these are our excluded values. And that is a problem like we tried yesterday. All right, so I just wanted to once again go over the two methods of factoring binomials, right? Because they are very similar. Okay, let's go back a page to 693. We're going to try example 6 together. Okay, and it says find the zeros. All right, find the zeros. A reminder that we have a bunch of terms that are the same: zeros, roots, x-intercepts. What's our fourth one? Oh, I haven't said solutions. So zeros, roots, solutions, and x-intercepts. Those are all the same thing. So when it says find the zeros of this, x squared plus 3x minus 18 over x minus 3. This is in function notation, f of x. And to find the zeros, it just means where is this function crossing the x-axis, right? Where is it going to cross? So the relatively, the most simplistic way to do this is to go ahead and expand the top, okay? And we'll try to solve. So remember, if it's crossing the x-axis, right, and I'm just going to draw a little graph here, right? If a function is crossing the x-axis, like here, okay, it's like this point right there, right? This point that I've circled right there would be a solution. It would be a 0 of the function. Now, it won't look like this, but if it did, think about how much the y value has changed. Did it go up or down from the origin? Well, it didn't go up or down at all, so it's still on the x-axis. It means y will still equal 0, right? The zeros means y is 0. And remember that f of x is the y. So we're going to plug in a 0 here, and we're going to solve this as we go. Okay? So the first thing that I want to do is I want to expand my top. Okay? So I'm going to put 2 sets of parentheses. I'm going to bring my x minus 3 on the bottom. Remember, this is a binomial. So I'm going to expand this top trinomial. I'm going to do it by factoring. Plus minus is plus minus. Since a is 1, our first term is x and x. And now we need the factors of negative 18 that add to 3. I'm thinking positive 6 and negative 3. Yeah, 6 times negative 3 is negative 18. 6 minus 3 is a positive 3. Okay, so far what we've done is we've just factored the top. Now let's go ahead and cancel. Obviously, you guys know we can cancel out x minus 3 and x minus 3, which leaves us with this equation. You guys see it? 0 equals x plus 6. Well, let's go ahead and solve it, right? Subtract 6 on both sides. And what is x going to equal? Yeah, x is negative 6. All right, so that means this function, this one right here, has a 0 at negative 6, which means it would be over here somewhere on our graph. It means that the graph is coming through negative 6, right? Our 0 is our x-intercept. Okay, guys, I want to try another one with you. I want to do 6, let me find my paper here. Looks like I want to do 6b, all right? Guided practice 6b. All right, so it says find the zeros, so we will expand, but remember, f of x is the y value, right? So I'm going to plug 0 in for that, right? And it leaves me with, let's see, what I said 6b. So I have x squared plus 6x plus 8. It's going to go over x squared plus x minus 2. Remember, we're going to factor the top and the bottom. Okay, I'm going to put my parentheses here and here. And then see what we can cancel. Let's hope some things cancel out for us. All right, so I'm going to do the top first, right? Plus plus gives us plus plus. X is 1, so the first term is x and x. Factors of 8 that add to 6, I believe, are 4 and 2, right? So the top trinomial factored is x plus 4 and x plus 2. Now let's go ahead and factor this bottom one. Let's expand that bottom part of our fraction. X squared plus x minus 2. Plus minus is plus minus. X is still 1, so, or a is 1, so x goes here and here. Factors of negative 2 that add to positive 1 should be a 2 and a negative 1. Right, 2 minus 1 is 1. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. Okay, so let's look at our answers here, right? Let's look at our answers here. Something cancels. It looks like the x plus 2's cancel here. And so we're left with 0 equals, this is we have x plus 4, and it's over x minus 1 still, right? That did not cancel. So we still have a binomial on the bottom of a fraction, and fraction means division. So I'm going to times both sides by x minus 1. When I do that, what happens to these two binomials? They cancel. We're left with x plus 4 on the right side of the equation. And what's anything times 0? It's still 0. From here we will subtract 4, and you guys tell me what the 0 is. X is, you got it. Remember that 0 means x-intercept. It also means root solution. So the solution here is x is negative 4. We only know that by plugging 0 in for the f of x, plugging 0 in for the y. Okay? Guys, I want you to try a couple of problems for me. If you have any questions, please let me know. You guys know the drill by now. I want you guys to go back to, where is that? 694. I want you to try numbers 31 and 33. If you have any questions, let me know.